SCP-5699 Containment Class Esoteric Secondary Class Cernanos Disruption Class Eki 4 Risk Class Notice 1 Special Containment Procedures. As proper, complete containment of SCP-5699 requires the use of mass incarceration of affected individuals, lockdowns of major metropolitan areas, and extensive application of Class A amnestics, containment of SCP-5699 has been indefinitely suspended. As SCP-5699 typically affects individuals experiencing trauma and emotional instability, containment specialists assigned to SCP-5699 have noted that witnesses regard SCP-5699 as a hallucination or an extended period of delirium. As such, the O5 Council have ruled that SCP-5699 does not require active containment. Description: SCP-5699 is a white-class spectral anomaly or group of entities resembling a hooded figure with a mirrored reflective glass pane in the place of a head. SCP-5699 presents itself towards individuals experiencing significant emotional turmoil, with an increased appearance rate if an individual is either considering or attempting suicide. Upon arrival to a compromised individual, SCP-5699 will silently observe a subject for approximately 5 minutes' time, and then vanish. After SCP-5699's disappearance, a message written in the fog of a mirror or other reflective surface within the vicinity of the subject will manifest. Messages written typically showcase affection or a positive experience in the subject's life. A brief showing of collected messages is transcribed below. You held my hand as I said goodbye to her and walked me home, shielding my eyes from the new mothers. You stayed with me. You hadn't even thought of leaving me. The little old lady in the hospital who sat at the windowsill screaming at nothing outside was comforted by your hand. It wasn't her granddaughters who hadn't been there, both in hospital and in life. But you did. You stood by her, gently holding her hand. You bought me a dress and helped me with the straps. You told me I was pretty and loved, and that the girl who had been inside of me the whole time was finally freed. The tea was cold, too much sugar and cream. The tea bag was split in half, leaving a mug with tea leaves at the bottom. Half of it was spilled on the bed, but you brought it for me when I was sick and shivering. You told me that you believed me. The haggard man who would lie by the garbage bags piled near the pub, who would rest and sleep by a brick wall, was fed by you. Of course you didn't cook anything, but you bought the soup with your own pocket money. You gave me your beloved dolly. Prom was less lonely with you. You hugged me when nobody would. You didn't know that it wasn't contagious, only through blood, and even if, you would have still shown me kindness. The birdies in the park were well fed after a long winter. You held my hand and fanned my cheek as the monitor dipped and swooned. You gripped my hand, holding onto my wedding ring as the beep grew loud, and would gently stroke my arm as the beeps grew silent. Addendum number 1. The following message was discovered on Dr. Ronald Person's bathroom mirror. You let me be free from the cell. You let me wander and laugh. You helped me. You did everything that your name and place would balk, so I will be free and help others be free in their own way. I won't forget you. You are loved by me. Don't forget that. It should be noted that the research lead on the SCP-5699 project, Dr. Person, suffers from severe bouts of depression. It's Halloween by Clism 31201. It's Halloween, and here I am, lying costumeless on my bed. I have a costume, of course. Many, in fact. They're all just still in the boxes, because I couldn't find the time or energy to pick one. Outside, I'm sure the neighbors and their kids are enjoying a night of parties and scares, marveling at the sights and sounds and tastes everyone has on offer. I'm sure none have given my undecorated apartment door much more than a passing glance. I didn't even bother to put a candy bowl outside. As I silently listen to the bustle and chatter, I feel the emptiness within me grow once more, eating away at my soul, or what's left of it at least. I think back to my childhood days, all the hours I spent languishing like this, forced to eavesdrop on parental arguments, stewing in the atmosphere that permeated the house like a thick fog. The feeling starts to burn, and tears start to well around my clenched eyelids as the memories reach a fever pitch. And then, I sense a figure in the room with me. I open my eyes. It's standing in the corner, its head almost reaching the ceiling. The black cloth it wears billows gently in the current of the overhead fan. Most noticeable of all, though, is the large circular mirror it has instead of a face, through which I have a wide-angle view of my sprawled, pathetic form. We stare at each other for a minute or so. You'd think I would have clambered out of bed or shouted in shock, but something about this entity's aura tells me it means no harm. Eventually it starts moving, slowly and soundlessly gliding across the carpeted floor of my bedroom until it reaches the foot of my bed. It reaches out with a black-gloved hand and rests it on my shoulder. It stays motionless for a couple of seconds, and in the awkward stillness, I say the first thing that comes to mind. Spooky. A squeeze, light and reassuring, and a slight movement of its head in a fashion I recognize from when people smile at my jokes. And then, as quickly as it appears, the figure is gone. I lay there for a while, processing what I had witnessed. Eventually I decide I need to wash my face. I lift myself off the bed and head to the bathroom. I open the door, flick on the lights, and notice a message on the mirror, written in the steam of a fresh bath that I wasn't planning on taking until tomorrow. I still think about you, about all that time we spent together on the playground. Although we don't keep in touch anymore, I still know that you care. I hope you know it's the same for me. Happy Halloween. Immediately the burning starts to slightly fade, ebbing and waning as a new emotion takes its place. The tears flow once more, but for once in my life, they aren't of malaise. I look down and see a small red chocolate bar next to my toothbrush cap. Tony's, my favorite. I break off a piece, wash my face, and walk over to the costume boxes. I find a skeleton morph suit and decide to pair it with a tattered hoodie, some sweatpants, and a pair of sunglasses. A small orange bucket swings in my hand as I make my way to the front. There was a ghost decal inside one of the miscellaneous boxes. I hang it up on the door. Some plastic pumpkins beside the frame as well. Stepping back, I admire my handiwork. It's not much, but it's charming at least. I sigh, smile softly, and walk out into the night. Happy Halloween, man.